Africa TV Breakup Studio Live 2020 GSL season Code S Showdown.
It is time for the round of 8, everybody. Welcome back to GSL. I love it when we get to this part of the tournament because that's where stuff gets really exciting.
Well, this is where you have the very best players in the world playing best of 5s, not best of 3s. They have one matchup that they have to prepare for. It's a perfect scenario. And when you look at our top 8, it's one of the only times where I can honestly imagine almost any outcome in the matches.
Yeah.
I think one of the harder ones are today with the parting versus MAru, but it should be very, very good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. But it's a really great round of 8. The only thing we're kind of missing is like maybe one more Zerg, you know?
Yeah, that is one of the features of our tournament. Often we get the fortunate results of things looking pretty balanced as we get closer and closer to the finals.
Yeah.
This time there's only one Zerg, but it is the former world champion. So
yeah,
even with just this Zerg being here, that Zerg being Dark, of course, he could still win the whole tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Here you see what the round of 8 looks like. Today we'll be doing Dark versus TY and Parting versus MAru, and on Saturday we'll be doing Deer versus Cure and Trap versus Innovation. Yeah, it's a pretty sick round of 8, but you know it is a little bit sad to have just one Zerg. You know, Sue is always yes or no. Like, if he's in the round of 8, he's also in the finals.
Yeah.
So we can't have him in the round of 8 too often because he's already done it 6 times. But there's that, and then it's like Rogue fell out real early. Scarlet took care of him with those wonderful cheeses. So, you know, Korea is not quite as deep on Zerg players as, for instance, Europe.
Right, right. One of the interesting features about StarCraft 2 in the current era here. So, yeah. Dark versus TY, this is going to be really entertaining. I have talked to a couple different people. Some are saying that they think TY is just going to get bopped here.
Yeah.
But I actually think TY has a very good shot against anybody he goes up against.
Who said he was going to get bopped? Was it Special?
It was the rest of the pro gamers that I went to Special's birthday party. I was talking to the pros about it. And they think he's going to get taken out pretty handily here.
That's interesting.
They say Dark is just so strong right now.
He's so strong, yeah. Well, he definitely is so strong, and like you said, even though he's only Zerg in this round, a victory is not impossible for him.
We're going to have an interview now, and Andy will translate.
Ahead of today's match, we're going to have an interview with Dark and TY. And TY, the only one that is working as a caster and a player right now in Korea. So we're going to have to interview with both. So Dark first. It's your 4th consecutive round of 8. Your momentum looks great right now. But this season, you became the last Zerg to survive in the round of 8. How do you feel? Well, I'm really used to being alone, you know. But if I do get eliminated, it can be 4 Terrans left. So I'm kind of, you know, expecting it. So with the current patch, are you not really that worried? Well, in terms of balance, you know, I have no pressure. In the last match, you mentioned that your wrist hurted. So how's that going? I mean, I've been getting treatment, and it's been getting better. So today, I feel good. All right, so let's have an interview with TY now. It's your 11th round of 8 now. You're a caster, and you're a player. So how did the preparation go? Well, I lost to Dark many times in the past, so this time I want to actually take revenge against him. So I've been taking advices from people, and I believe the preparation has been good. As you mentioned, the viewing point is actually the matchup between you two. In 2017 Season 3 and 2019, you lost to him multiple occasions. And I heard that you were intending to invite Rogue as your screen partner. Did you get help from him? Well, honestly, today, I'm not TY, I'm only the avatar of Rogue. And Rogue is an expert when it comes to Dark, and I took advices from him. You just mentioned that you're Rogue's avatar today, so he has made amazing preparation ahead of today's match. So how was your preparation, Dark? Well, in the process of preparation, I heard rumors that TY was seeking advices from multiple pro players. So I'm kind of having high hopes on how you'll perform tonight.
자, 그래도 박영 선수 입장에서는 상대적으로 마음이
But
굉장히
Dark,
편하실 것
I think you
같거든요.
should be feeling quite comfortable as you always won against him. So what about today? I have a little pressure because I always used to beat him. And I believe statistics are only numbers.
오늘 경기 어둠과 태양의 대결이라고
So it is the battle between Dark and TY today.
마지막으로 한마디
And anything you want to say to each other before you get into the game.
전태양 선수.
And as the challenger, as the underdog TY,
마음이 좀 편해요. 박영호 선수가 가장 잘하고 있는 선수이기 때문에.
you know, I'm kind of easy at mine today.
다시 한번 도전자라는 생각으로 좀.
As a challenger's perspective, I want to try my best.
자, 박영 선수.
And Dark, for you. Well, I'm the last Zerg surviving, and I'm gonna also play as a challenger today. Well, great mindsets from the two players. The last Zerg in the GSL versus TY, who seeks revenge again. And we kick off the round of 8 match 1 now.
Thank you, Andy. You guys probably noticed that little beanbag that Dark is holding. That's a little heating pack. He was holding that to his wrist. Pro gamer's best friend. Trying to get ready for a match. You want to have your hands and your tendons kind of heated up and warmed up so they're more loose.
Sure.
Anyways, this match is going to kick so much ass. I'm really excited. I think Dark is going to take it. I'll be really shocked if TY wins here.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Dark looks so strong.
He does look so strong.
TY can win for sure, but I really think that this is going to be a tough one for TY.
Well, if he was basically asking all the other top players to help him, that's kind of interesting, especially if he's asking them for tips, because I always kind of view him as the smart guy who can kind of figure everything out for himself.
Sure.
So maybe when you mix that with him going ahead, you know, hat in hand, going to Rogue and being like, okay, what do I need to do to beat Dark here? That seems to me, that gives me a little bit more faith in TY, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a
I
good point.
think it could be looked at either way. Either one, he has no freaking idea how to beat Dark, so he's scared and he's like asking other people how to do it, or, you know, combine the other best Zerg player with him as far as like knowledge goes to beat Dark. That seems like a potent combination.
What about the fact that TY is a caster, and we all know that casters know the most about the game?
Yeah, that's
compared
a
to pro
very good
gamers,
point.
right?
That's
There's
a very good point. I had forgotten about that.
You forgot about that.
Yeah.
I mean, while the pro gamers play all day, the casters talk about the game, so they have to be better, right?
Clearly. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
By the way,
I'm really hoping for it to be a very close
is
series.
that chocolate? What's he?
Oh, is
TY is one of the players.
Oh, he's eating one of those little Margaret cookies.
Some pros like to have a little bit of sugar. I've seen this especially with dark chocolate right before their match to get a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
A lot of players experiment with different types of caffeines.
What about the hot dog on a stick that Mong ate before his match?
Yeah, that's right now. A lot of Olympians are studying that move where he ate the hot dog on a stick and saying, "Is that what I should do before?" Are we going to see UFC fighters just chomp that down before they get in there?
God, Mong is a legend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, eating a cookie, so I guess getting that little
A
bit
slight
of buzz.
sugar rush beforehand.
Do you
Not
like
too much, though.
Do you like to do that? I used
Oh,
to
I
bring like
don't.
a candy bar or something
No,
with me
I-
to Lands like literally 18 years ago or so, but I
Some
switched to
people mess with it.
bananas.
The bananas?
Yeah.
No, I prefer just a nice amount of caffeine in my system.
Yeah, I drink
prefer teas.
an Americano and
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah, I do Americanos if I'm casting. That's my
banana
caster
boy,
drink.
yeah.
And then I do Earl Grey tea.
Yeah, if I'm,
Iced tea if I'm playing.
no, I always bring some bananas with me to events, and then if I'm like losing to a Protoss player, I just throw them in his direction. He gets up and gets disqualified.
Yeah, and he flies off of what Rainbow Road like it's Mario Kart.
Well, I was talking more like he's an ape, but
Oh, okay, right. Like he's a Looney Tunes character and slips on it.
no, he's a monkey that wants to eat bananas. Oh, tasteless. Oh.
There's so many directions a banana metaphor can go.
Yeah, that's true. Mostly curved, though.
Okay. I don't think we're going to do the player intros now. TY.
Yeah. So Golden Wall first.
Now look at this. This is a build that is not really map specific, which I think is kind of smart. There's plenty of maps you could do this opening on, right? But I think Golden Wall, if you're from the Zerg player's perspective, you're probably thinking about what a mid-game and late game could look like here. So maybe this will be a bit of a surprise here.
Yeah, that's a very kind of meta thing to do on this first opening map. Look at that, 20 and 9 in Legacy of the Void. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a much bigger record than I thought I'd see.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
Dark
hold
is not going to scout this until it hits him. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a bit of an issue. Definitely gives TY a good advantage. Actually, looking at that ramp, I wonder if he's going to do one of these, like, remember the select bunker wall?
3 bunkers on the, yeah.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is very tricky for this map. I think you're right. You put a lot of preparation to thinking the way you want to play it, what sides to expand to and things, and then it's just, you know, if it ends up being played like this, whatever.
Yeah.
No prep really required for this.
Okay, did the Overlord... I think the Overlord literally has not gotten to see anything. All right, here we go. It still has not spotted the bunker. This is a moment where, okay, now he knows, but this is about as late as you could possibly spot this. So drones are going to be pulled.
Yeah, let's see what you can do here micro-wise. All right, trying to kill off the bunker. Looks like he should be able to get it.
Yeah,
Loses one drone already.
Okay, the Marines are being microed back now. One drone pulled away, really good control. Second drone is killed. Third drone is killed. Again, one surround on the Marine. You're basically trying to get around the Marines so they can't keep running away because the drones can kill the Marines pretty quickly anyways. Now the bunker's about halfway done. We have 2 lings spawning. But I think this bunker's just going to finish, right? Oh, maybe not. I guess the bunker finishes.
Bunker might finish, but do the Marines get to it is the big question here. Nice drone drill right there. Gets on top of some of the Marines. Oh, God. He's losing so many drones at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 12 workers total here. For Zerg, there's 20. But the bunker's been stopped, which kind of eliminates, a point that the Terran can hold. But I'll tell you what, man, I mean, I think this did enough damage for it to be totally justifiable for the Terran. That was so many kills. Yeah. By the way, it was a very good hold by Dark. I want to give Dark some praise for that.
For how late he scouted it, he did as well as I think he could have.
By the way, that technique of Zerg trying to stop that attack is as old as the earliest days of StarCraft 1, when Terrans were bunker rushing. And the way to stop it was to send your drones out and basically just get in front of the Marines.
Yeah.
And try to stop the Marines from being able to get into the bunker.
It was
it's
a good drill
it's a theme we still have.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's 22 years later in
rushing
StarCraft.
Zergs.
Yeah.
It's a good strat.
As old as Boxer and Yellow.
Originated with, even. All right, so teching up right now, taking expansions TY. We'll see if this gets into a more normal game. Dark is really focusing on getting his workers out. Of course, he did fall down to 12, like you mentioned. Wasn't mining for very long. And it looks like a Hellion drop is very likely to be coming up next. I like that. You know, you've already heard him quite a bit. Why not?
Yeah, I think this is the next, I think an intelligent next step to come in here and try to keep the drone count low. I mean, you know, one of the ways that you can end up just straight up eliminating a Zerg over time is to keep their drone count lower than where they want it to be. You know, and if the first attack has succeeded like it did in that rush where we saw the Marines gunning down the drones, a lot of times the next attack, you know, there's usually an opening for it to work out. And of course the opposite will happen if Terran fails in the first attack and then the second and isn't killing workers and isn't trading efficiently, then that's the easy way for the Zerg to get ahead.
Yeah,
This is a matchup where it's generally, in the early game, the Terran trying to slow the Zerg down as much as possible.
Well, let's see what this Hellion drop gets done. I don't think he really saw it. The Overlord was peeking in and seeing what it could. It did not see the medevac. It did not see the Hellions load up either. And it is flying right around everything. Oh my God, Tasteless, this is going to do a lot of damage, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be a frustrating moment for Dark, but Dark has already shown in the early part of this game and historically he can react very quickly in even the most difficult situations. There is a small blind spot here. You can see an Overlord who's moved down to try to spot for this too. 3 drones immediately killed.
Yeah, instantly. Let's see what else he gets done.
Oh my God. 7.
Oh my God. The damage just continues to stack up here.
And he has not lost a Hellion yet. You're kidding me.
Yeah, the drone's coming out to fight. Some of the Hellions are very red, as you see.
Yeah, he decides he does. Oh, of course, this is also a convenient way to do this.
Oh,
is to just go up here.
Things keep getting worse.
Okay, so that's we had 7 killed earlier. Now 4 more, and you know, man, I think TY is going to win this game. By the way, if Dark does win this, that would be the scariest Zerg ever. He's like, yeah, I took all this damage.
Oh, like
it's
wins
fine.
this game?
Yeah.
My God, like what would that even mean if he won this game? The amount of drones he's lost so far?
Yeah.
Nothing bad has happened to TY at all.
No, everything's basically worked out for TY.
Yeah.
I guess ideally he would have wanted to end the game with the early rush and do even more damage, but this is fine.
No, that would be absurd if Dark were to come back and win this game. Like, what even needs to happen? Like, TY needs to lose several armies in a row, I think, you know?
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
nice
and this move
here.
Oh, this move is so good too. Like, how do you deal with this, right?
Great usage of the mineral patches over here.
You're just gonna abuse all day long with that siege tank supporting. I think you just have to target medevacs only.
I think you are 100% right. Good boost away though.
It's like the only way you can do this is getting rid of medevacs.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's just picking off all the queens.
GG.
Well, that was a savage move.
TY. You know, I do want to know what the future will look like when TY, if he just starts to win all of the GSLs, and he's also casting it, and we have to then rebrand the tournament as the TY show. He's like, welcome.
Yeah.
That's right. I will battle 23 other nerds in the finals.
The thing is, I felt like he was gonna start winning GSLs years ago.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he is still a pro gamer. Like, yes, he casts, but I mean, how much time does that actually take up, Tasteless? A lot of time,
well,
everybody.
you know, it's so much. Like, when we're not
So
here,
much.
we're in what you call the casting training chamber.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where the X-Men go and train, only it's harder and takes more different types of skills and powers.
Tasteless and I yell into an empty room for 5 hours every day.
That's right.
And then a doctor fixes our throats.
And while we're casting, there are sentinels trying to kill us at every corner.
Right, yes.
Game 2's ready.
전투 준비 완료. 드래곤 피닉스 게이밍 다크 박영호. T1 전태양.
We were informed earlier that TY trained a lot with Rogue for this match.
Yeah.
Which I think if you're going to have somebody to get ready to play against Dark with, I think Rogue's a very good pick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, as far as Korean Zergs go, it's Rogue, Dark, and Sue, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think all of them are top 4 to 5 Zerg in the world as well. Obviously, Serral, and then it's like, I guess Raynor is probably right up there, right?
Sure.
So
yeah.
it's something kind of like that. So there's really not better choices, and Rogue is probably a better choice than Sue, because Sue is a very different style than both Rogue and Dark. Rogue and Dark are different styles too, but
they're
like
more
Sue
similar to each other, I would say. Rogue and Dark
yeah,
are.
it's like Rogue is on one end, Dark is in the middle, and Sue is on the other end, or something like that. Or it would have to be more of a triangle. It would be more of a triangle. Like, I could draw you a picture of how they're related, but I can't say it with words. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need visual representation.
I would describe it as a sphere with a 3-dimensional square around it.
Yeah, that's actually a good. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
That's spinning.
I mean, you can spin it if you want.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to spin.
I think it has to be spinning.
It has to be spinning.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you're a fraud. It doesn't have to be spinning,
It has
everybody.
to be spinning.
Guys, it doesn't have to be spinning. StarCraft is complicated, but Tasteless is just bringing it to the goofy level.
And it has to have one more, like a pillar going through it that's spinning the opposite direction of the square.
That's where.
And Sue's on one of the corners of the square,
Yeah.
and Dark's at the bottom of one of the pillars. And then TY's like off 2 meters outside the diagram.
Well, he's a Terran player.
I'm
so
sorry,
it
I
doesn't
messed
even
up my
fit.
joke when I was getting. Yeah. Who's the last Zerg player I needed to put in this?
Rogue.
Rogue, thank you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And now we kind of get. Now you guys get it, right? I'm sure there's
Yeah.
everybody's at home just nodding, like, yeah, no,
No, this sounds right.
that's
This
right.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very quick Overlord speed this game.
So far, TY doing a good job keeping the drone off of the third. It's going to be finally taken now, though.
So we have the third command center coming up. Pretty standard build overall. With the Overlord speed, I think that Dark is likely just trying to figure out what's going on so that he does not die early on, like we saw in that previous game. But when you get Overlord speed and they've done a greedy play, excuse me, I think that that is a bit detrimental to Zerg. Like, I think Overlord speed is always a good upgrade, but
Yeah.
you know, to get it this early, and then what's he going to scout? He's going to scout a third command center that can't be punished in any way, right? That's not what you're really, you know, I think if you get this, you want to scout something like an armory, you know, and you're like, oh, you're going to do a Hellbat push, and now I saw it with my speed
Gotcha.
Overlord. But in this case, it's like, oh, you have a third command. Okay, well, I guess you're in good shape.
Coming up here again, continuing to poke at this third base. Yeah, TY is going to play a very straight-up game this time around. Yeah, I really want to see what a Dark TY match looks in a game like this, right? I mean, TY's strategy basically succeeded, and mechanically he was able to control those attacks so well. He killed so many drones that eventually, you know, the third attack that came in, which could have just been another harass, but you know, he was so far ahead he was able to close it out. Okay, good job for him, but I want to see head-to-head in a powering macro game. What does it look like with these two?
Yes.
Because if TY holds his own, I think me and a lot of other people really underestimated him here.
Right now, Dark is doing what, in my opinion, is the best thing that you can do in this type of situation, which is getting his evolution chambers very quickly. I think that's the only thing you can really do as a response to something like this. If you go Overlord speed, you scout that your opponent has in fact gone 3 command centers and you can't really punish it. I think going directly into your upgrades is about as good as you can do, right?
Yeah,
because your opponent can't really go directly into upgrades. He doesn't know exactly what you're up to. So at least you get a little bit ahead on that.
Dark so far, good creep spread. 1-1 started over here.
There is an armory, by the way.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Starting now.
So a Hellbat Marine push is going to be coming up, I believe, right? Should be.
I think you're right. Factory landing, excuse me.
Ladding.
But here comes the first initial push. Now, I don't think TY is going to commit too much with this at all. I think he's just going to roam out on the edges.
Well, he only has 3 Hellions, right? Yeah.
But he's not going to show the Hellions, right?
Oh, okay. He's making more now. He's making more
He's
now.
going to not bring Hellions with this, though. He's going to have the Marines come out, so this looks like it could be kind of anything from the Terran.
Okay.
And then I think there's going to be a push later.
Yeah, well, he's definitely doing something right now with the armory just finished, right? So he definitely wants to utilize Hellbats here. It's just there's a bajillion queens right here.
Right.
Oh! Some good damage on that. Actually picks a queen off rather quickly.
Okay, here we go. The Hellions are finally going to merge up with this. The Lings are not going to stay close. They don't want to be too... All right, also another stim that comes in here.
Ooh, he's going to pick another queen right there. Very well done. The Banelings are not ready.
Yeah, Banelings are being made right now, but they're not going to be finishing in time. It's like all the queens are going to be picked off, and finally the Banelings are going to finish.
Okay, the Banelings do pop out. Let's see. The Hellbat's taking a bunch of that splash damage. Marines running around, splitting up. Some very good splitting going down.
Is he going to win this fight? Is he just going to take this hatch out?
Well, he's killed so many queens, there's very little left over.
SCV repairing the Hellbat here, too.
And he gets the 4th. He's on 3 bases. He just killed the 4th base.
Okay, the second wave of Banes is coming down here, but this is like perfect splitting.
Wow. Oh, my God.
I don't know what those Lings are doing. This is quite the game, man. I mean, he's really...
Oh, he's going into mech. This was actually all, like, this is such a wild build. You see this, Tasteless? Like, he actually got Stim. He's been running around with Stim, Combat Shield, Marines, and Medivacs, and now he's going mech.
Yeah, and so now he's going to switch completely into a different unit composition after crippling the Zerg. I mean, this is some really beautiful teching here from TY. And he does spot the drop, by the way, which really takes the wind out of the sails of what Dark was trying to do here.
Yeah, it certainly does. Dark, and look at this, he's going to defend it with Marines. So Dark really thinks this is a bio play, which is really funny. See, he has 2-2 melee going on, and that's like not really what you want against mech, you know?
Yeah.
This is what you want against bio. So I think he's going to have a little bit of a hard time when he finally finds out that this is mech.
This has been disguised so well.
It really has.
It's so good,
What
man.
a build. This is what happens when Rogue and TY work together.
And again, guys, this is our last Zerg.
Hey, Dark's about to figure it out.
Okay, here we go. He sees the Thors. And, I mean, the Banelings drop didn't do anything, but in some sense, at least it got to scout
Well, yeah,
what the
that's
end game was supposed to look like.
And
so.
you see him throw down a Roach Warren because, you know, you're going to try to kill this this mech push with Ling Bane, and that's going to be pretty difficult, I would say.
Okay, is he going to see this in time, though? Good reaction timing here by TY. Oh, is he going to lose the Overlord? No, barely keeps that alive.
Yeah, continuing to drop. Kind of some nice moves going on, right?
Keeping TY busy, I guess.
Yeah.
But right now, they're both even on bases. Terran is mech'd into a position where they're looking pretty strong, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Terran's going to be coming out with a push.
Look at the supply differential.
Far exceeding where the Zerg, you know, the Zerg wants to be in a much better supply position right now. But, and by the way, if TY wins this up 2-1, and then TY just needs to get one more win, I think that's doable.
Yeah, well, it certainly is doable, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. Oh, the Baneling's actually getting some really beautiful connections right there.
Yeah, things a little bit too bunched up there. Good pickup on both the Thors, which are now very low on HP. Having the Thors tank like that, oh god, this might just be too much.
Well, a lot of Queens coming down. Does have a Viper mixed in there as well. Dark doing a reasonable job with what he's got, to be honest. A lot of Queens have been reproduced. He's trying to push this all back. Good medevac Viper, though, keeping those red ones very much alive.
You know, it's a tug of war here in the middle of the map. It looked like Dark was going to handle it, but reinforcements have showed up. Tanks are sieged up pretty far out of range of the hatchery, but we're going to have some more tanks come down and leapfrog forward here to try to once again get in range and maybe even force a fight. But Dark is going to be scrambling to try to get as much as humanly possible to try to just run over this position that TY set up over here.
All right. TY going to back up for now, is taking another base, so this will be his 5th base if it gets up. Getting into kind of a defensive posture at the moment. And we see that Dark, you know, he was under attack. He's kind of refilled his supply with Lings and Roaches for the most part. But as TY kind of goes up in supply, this army is not going to do all that well, right? He's trying to get into Hydras now, so you can get into, like, Hydra Viper against this.
Liberators are also being sent out. By the way, TY abandoning that position he had there. I think calculating that, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold. If I stay here, it's better to take what wins I've got and then pull back and keep expanding. And yeah, with the Liberator harass, it's just a different way to try to keep the Zerg busy and honest. But with the Ravagers out, it looks like that's probably going to slow down, probably not going to be impacting the Zerg as much.
Right now, the production really, really high for TY. Look at the 4 siege tanks at a time, continuing his upgrades as well. Looks like his Liberator not going to be long-lived.
You see the 2 medevacs, by the way, on the far left. They're empty, that he's just kind of moving it up and down with. Just to,
I like it.
To try to get some, the Zerg's attention pulled somewhere else. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it out with this.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good place to go, though. Damn, gets as efficient as you can. Look at the SCV count. 92 SCVs.
How crazy.
He's a madman.
Yeah.
92 SCVs and mules. Like, what is this? I want to see the income tab so badly right now.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Now, I might be wrong, but Zerg, the next base Zerg is going to take is going to be a hard one to hold. You know, we're now at the point in time where everything that Zerg can expand to is going to be much closer to the Terran.
Yeah, I suppose that is correct.
And I don't know. I think both these guys are like perfect at these types of games. By the way, we have this a lot in TVZ on this map specifically.
Oh, this Eternal Empire gives us just epic games in every matchup, to be honest. It's just like the epic game map currently. So we have a bit
of a
lot of
epic gamer moments on this map.
Yeah, a lot of
them. Yeah, look, a little attack in here. He's going to be able to just deny the hatchery from being made. It's immediately restarted, but these are all little techniques that TY is going to use to try to slowly push further ahead in overall development and resource consumption.
I love what we're seeing here, by the way. Right now, Dark is kind of completing his tech tree a bit, getting into lurkers, getting into the Ultros Cavern as well. Since he does have those great upgrades, that might be something he can make later on, even though Ultras are not necessarily that good against mech. In the right situation, they can be usable. But over on the side of TY, he's getting ready a little bit for an air switch. He's gotten, you know, the fusion core. He's added some more starports, getting that liberator range.
He's going to get that Nidus to Artosis.
That's right, yeah. Gotta get it.
I think that's... Oh, hold on. Another big attack coming in here.
Oh, I don't know about this one. All right. Oh, my
Oh, man,
God.
that's too bad.
That's not the way
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Now, we're going to get to the point where... Actually, we're already there. There's so many CCs that are set up over here.
Yeah.
This is where you could start dropping crazy amounts of Mule. And... you know, in theory, that means you don't need the SCVs as much as you did before, and then you can get a bigger and bigger army supply. And this is where economically Terran hits this stage that's pretty insane and very unique to the race.
Yeah, this kind of crazy thing with the amount of mules that can come down. Hold on, though. We actually have a big attack coming in. We also saw the Overseer fly past, so we might be seeing a Nidus go into the main base pretty quickly here.
There it is. Is there anything to try to stop this? You know, mech is a little bit of a clunkier unit comp to try to move around. And if these lurkers, I think if it's going to send them through there, can get set up over where the factories are, it's going to be a nightmare for Terran.
Yeah, that can be very annoying. Looks like
we
another
have two
one popping up. He's just going to be throwing them absolutely everywhere.
Okay, good switcheroo there. He just runs right back in. But
the old switcheroo.
He's like, which hand has the quarter, TY? And then a Nidus pops out of his left hand.
This one was hilarious.
Yeah,
this one opened and 5 lings ran out to the left. He's like, no, I just wanted lings over there, don't worry. Oh, 11 swarm hosts. Now, I don't know about this. Like, I think swarm hosts are very good against mech in many, many situations.
Yeah.
But when we're 16 minutes in and most of the map is taken, we're both maxed out, I don't feel like this is where you're going to gain as much with the Stormos. I think you're going to launch your first wave. Terran's going to clean it up. Maybe you even kill a base or something, but don't worry, he has 10 more command centers floating around. And then he's going to counterattack you, and you're not going to have locusts. And that's a lot of supply that's kind of used up, you know?
Well, it almost seems like this was something he teched into when he realized that both the Niduses weren't going to work. I needed another quick play.
Yeah, maybe,
you know?
maybe. Well, I'm excited to see what he can do with it because, you know, I'm a strong believer in swarm hosts against mech, but again, this situation, it doesn't feel like it's the right one for that.
Okay, good scan. Immediately takes out these lurkers, and you know, I guess the idea with the Locust is that, you know, it's kind of the opposite of the Baneling, where it gets to do damage once, and if it connects to the target, and then it's always optimal. Otherwise, it's not, and you're losing resources. I guess the Locust, as long as the swarm hosts aren't dying, you can always send them out and force things to be damaged or at least repaired, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know how strong it's going to be, well, or if the math, if the damage that they may do in this game would just simply be insignificant.
Yeah.
For how much more TY is doing by, for instance, what we saw there, roaming with Cyclones and hitting with the Hellions.
Well, they gain you value over time. There's no question about that, right? Like, Locusts are free, so every time you launch and you do any amount of damage, they are gaining value technically. But at what point are they going to pay themselves off when we have this big of an economy? And are you going to be, like, look, he's got 23 swarm hosts right now, right? That's a ton of supply that, you know, yeah, maybe he can fly around and kill a few bases, but at some point when you see this many swarm hosts, don't you unsiege and attack?
Thing is, too, there's so many orbitals So, I mean, you could just replace these right away, right?
Yeah,
And they're not planetaries, of
honestly, you don't even want planetaries against this.
Yeah.
Like, if he has this many swarm hosts, a planetary won't live through that, so just have an orbital and lift it off.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you see a base like that picked off of it. I don't know if this is directionally, this map is going to take him where he needs to be.
Yeah, well, I like that he's trying this, though. It's different. It's kind of neat. But also, let's not forget that he was kind of in a tough position here. It feels like TY outdid him strategically. And in the early game, he canceled the 4th base. He tricked him into thinking he was going bio. He got his bases up really quickly. So, you know, maybe this is the best thing he can come up with to try to come back in this game. Which, I mean, can you, off the top of your head, think of anything he should do that would be a better idea than this right now in this tough position? Like, nothing's really coming to me for that.
Oh, misplaces CC. This is where TVZ gets really, really interesting because they both have about half the map.
Yeah.
It's very possible that all the resources are going to get consumed.
Yeah, it is.
And then it really comes down to okay, well, how well were you trading throughout this game? Were you wasteful? For instance, I think we're probably going to have, are we going to have nukes come in here?
Well, we have enhanced shockwaves and cloak for the ghosts, so I would say probably we'll have some nukes too.
But I think it's also going to be interesting to see how efficient he is with those nukes. I think there was periods in StarCraft 2 where we saw players go for actually too many nukes and would waste a lot of resources on.
MAru knows you're talking about it, by the way.
But we've seen it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, there is a nuke right there. I think nuking that base is always going to be quality, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's just stopping any mining that happens over there, so there's no reason to not.
Yeah. And that's like a position that he should be able to continually hold.
Well, I think out of all the other locations here, this is the one that Zerg probably is going to struggle the most to hold.
Absolutely.
Or I should say not to hold, to suck up the resources from. So we want to keep our eyes on this base because, you know, I don't know how interested TY is in expanding there, but if he can just take one more base. We see the Locusts are coming in here again, but SCVs are able to mine from this location.
Yeah.
You know?
And they will continue to be able to.
Yeah.
But see, once again, the planetary just being knocked out.
Yeah, I think he needs to move one of his orbitals over there. He's got a lot.
Yeah, I prefer lifts. If you can run SCVs and lift, it's going to be a little bit less damage each time. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of ghosts are out right now. He's really getting into this late game composition. Very siege tank heavy. Vikings, ghosts.
Neural Parasite is in the game now. We'll see if there's any fancy play with that.
Yeah, look at those upgrades. We're just going to have everything soon.
Where is the ghost? I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh. I couldn't see it. Sorry, guys.
No wonder you couldn't see it.
Yeah. So, there's going to be another attack over here at the top left. Again, just raining down here with all of these locusts, killing off a lot of these tanks. Dark getting pretty efficient with this late game comp here.
It feels like it's doing pretty well. But you know what? Here's what I feel like I'm seeing. I feel like I'm seeing TY decide that he's going to run Dark out of minerals rather than kill him. Like, just starve him out, right? And if you're trying to starve out your opponent, and they went like 24 swarm hosts or whatever, it feels like the starve out, like maybe that was his choice earlier on, like, oh, I can take half the map on Eternal Empire reasonably easily and deny one of his bases and be cost efficient enough. But over the course of a game that mines out the whole map, it feels like those swarm hosts become more and more and more valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right.
So I'd like to see him actually push a little bit heavier than just killing one base each time. Because the thing is, the swarm hosts will actually be worth bases eventually, you know?
Yeah, well, the longer these things are in the game and they're being used, they're going to get way, way, way more value.
Yeah.
They will have paid for themselves in dividends.
Oh,
wow, kills the extractor.
Yeah. I'm used to it just removing creep tumors.
Yeah. It's kind of exciting to see a nuke actually destroy a building.
Okay, so a few more snipes going off here and there. Kills another base. TY is tightening the noose a bit.
Okay, this is going to connect.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love that a ton of mech died too, because he's like, get the drones no matter what at any cost.
30 drones were killed. That knocked down the drone count for Dark almost by half. And now Zerg doesn't have the bottom right. Zerg doesn't have the center left. And Zerg has lost a whole bunch of workers. So this is by far the most dramatic moment of this game. And this game's been pretty insane so far.
Yeah.
But now the question is, can TY keep the lead? He basically, oh my gosh, and this is a great move, by the way. He's going to just jump on, down here with the CC and take that lower right base, not the very corner one. Oh no, he's going to take both, actually.
Drop every meal you possibly can, I would
this
say.
is a great moment to exploit the fact that Broodlords are being used and they're not that mobile. Oh my god, it gets another hatchery!
Craziness. Yeah. But look at this, the switch, the seamless switch into Broodlord and Fester.
Broodlord switcheroo.
Yeah, the old Broodlord
The old
switcheroo.
Broodlord switcheroo.
Yeah. From Ling Bane into Roach Ling Bane into Swarm Host into Broodlord and Fester.
It's a story as old as time.
It's old as time.
Yeah.
Only thing we haven't seen this game is the Ultralisk, I think.
GG, oh my god!
TY
TY,
up 2-0.
guys, Zergs are going to be going extinct.
Yeah, that might be the case. Terran's doing pretty well recently. TY bringing it to Dark strategically, I think, so far. 2-0. Now, I do want to point something out before people get too scared. Even though I think that TY will win this, he is the master of getting to the round of 8, going up 2-0, and then losing 0-3.
That is true.
He has actually done that so many times, I cannot even explain to you. Best of 5s, he has gone up 2-0, not just in GSL, and a lot of times in GSL, by the way, in the round of 8 specifically, but in other tournaments as well, he has done this. Go look it up, guys. You don't even need to look up, because I told you, but if you don't believe me, go look it up.
Artosis opens his mouth, and laser beams of truth come out. This is so crazy. TY is playing so well, and you can see Darkness feeling the pressure, guys.
Yeah, but if he can keep calm, maybe there is a comeback path here. Those wins were both really strategic wins, I think.
Yeah,
for
well,
TY.
it was very well planned out, executed perfectly, and pulled through with a win, but it was also two very different games, right? Surprising tactics versus just a good, enduring play in Game 2. Let's see what happens in Game 3, but right now, TY with a 2-0 lead versus Dark.
전투 준비 완료.
Uh-oh.
Of course. I actually thought this might occur.
Yeah,
It kind of makes sense.
he's going to get him.
Look how far away.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this one is, I think, very unlikely to be spotted.
If you spot this one, like, what are you even looking for?
It's intentionally, guys, it's intentionally put far away enough that this is not the most efficient rush, but it will be the most surprising one.
Might be,
Yeah, because there's a point in time in the opponent's mind where, you know, you're aware that there's a certain number of options and strategies they can do, and you're always looking for an opportunity to discard one of them. Okay, that's not an option anymore. And that's what might happen here with Dark.
Do you think that he will, because it's the rally distance from the barracks to the natural is so far, do you think that he will pool Marines before going or just go immediately?
Okay, so I thought, yeah, pull Marines, but it looks like the rally now is pointed right up there. So I guess he's not going to do that.
Yeah. I was wondering, maybe you pool like 3 Marines, 4 Marines, something
Oh,
like
no,
that.
he is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes much more sense in my brain.
Yeah. And so this is one of these moments where, because the Zerg isn't going to see anything, eventually the Zerg says, oh, I'm fine. I'm just not going to... Oh, wait, what is he doing?
Never mind. He's doing exactly like what he did on
All right,
Gold
sorry,
Ball.
everybody.
Well, it looked like he was trying to pull for a moment.
I would be so salty if I was Dark right now. I'd be like, you kidding me? The last of my species? This is it? This is how we're going to go?
All right, 2 drones falling so far. Pretty good micro from Dark, I gotta say.
Yeah.
4 drones fall though. That's this is already a very good rush.
So right now it's basically like we're watching one of those animal documentaries, and we're basically David Attenborough talking during this, and Dark is like the last of his kind.
Yeah.
And like he's being hunted right now by TY.
Yeah.
And like we're seeing, and it's like there's there's hardly any more Darks left on the earth, you know.
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is put him in a zoo and try to make him breed, you know.
And we're seeing all the defense mechanisms that Darks have to live. Like the drones have to come out and fight away the Predator TYs. They're just going to try to make, you know, barracks outside their base and run in there. You know?
Yeah, I love the idea, though, of you as...
David Attenborough?
Yeah, as like a host for a show about animals where you don't know that birds aren't mammals.
And I think that bunny's tails fall off when you touch it.
It's the funniest thing ever. Oh my god. This is what happens when you study multiple subjects in college.
That's why Artosis is here, is he knows animals I don't.
Yeah.
All right? That's on the resume. They're like,
that's
oh,
what
that's
they
good.
were looking for when they
they're
hired
asking
me.
me like, Tasis, do you know animals? I'm like, you know, not that well.
Well, when they first hired us for GSL,
yeah,
they were like, Tasteless, is that a dog? And you were like, no. And they're like, it is a dog. Tasteless, is that a dog? You're like, yeah. They're
I'm like,
Tasteless, that's a chair.
I'm like,
oh my god.
You say that, but then where's the dog's blowhole, huh?
Oh my god.
So in this game, the Predator TY has come and rushed the Dark, but Dark basically like an octopus shooting ink has fended away. How am I doing?
You're doing all right.
Fended away. I need to do it with a British accent.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm not like an octopus expert, but I think normally it's squids that shoot ink, right? But maybe some octopuses do too.
Yeah. And now Dark, like an
Cuttlefish.
octopus, he has to change his color and then squeeze through a hole the size of a quarter.
Yeah, they can fold their brains.
They can fold their brains.
So crazy. Octopuses are the greatest.
Now, we have a drop. I'm sorry, I thought this was a Hellion drop. It's actually a Widow Mine drop with 6 Marines. But let's remember, in Game 1, TY's rush was pretty successful until the follow-up was successful. This time it looks like both the rush, we know, was not that successful, and then this attack shouldn't be that strong either.
No, it's... Well, he gets an Overlord right there. He's going to go ahead and burrow the mine. You can't really run as the Queens here. Hey.
Not bad.
You know what? An Overlord and 2 Queens.
Oh, he's not done yet, Artie.
Oh my god. Now he's getting some drones and lings as well.
And this is TY using his night vision right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
And his razor-sharp Sizors.
He can see the dark.
He can see the dark. He can see, yeah. Whoa, look at us go.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, Dark is playing. Guys, Zerg might be gone. Zerg might go away.
Yeah. You know what I really want, Tasteless? I want to... Everyone misses the old days of GSL, the Wings Liberty days. Guys, there's a possibility we have 4 Terrans in the round of 4.
Isn't that
we
the
can have
best?
it back. We can have back what we used to have.
That's what humanity needs right now.
Everything minus an ST is basically, it's up for grabs this
That's
season.
how we get motivated to beat coronavirus. It's like, well, the humans managed to beat all the Protosses and Zergs. We can beat coronavirus as well.
There you go. You're like, whoa, the Protosses? All right.
Uh-oh. We got a big unload over here. Oh, I thought he was going to... Oh, is he going to go right up? Okay, he scans to see that there's nothing on that side. And that means the Hellions can come through. And actually, that actually draws the Zerg down here. That was such a good tactic.
He has picked off so much already. The Queen's coming down to fight. There's not a lot else here.
The last of its kind.
He picks off some of the medvacs here, but those Marines still here dealing a ton of damage. Pick off Queens. The drone's coming down.
Can nature be so cruel?
Oh my god. The amount of damage just overwhelming.
And now the Zerg goes the path of the dinosaur.
Who told you that TY wasn't going to smash Dark?
A couple of other pro gamers.
Looks to me like he's going to smash Dark.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, in this case, it's like Dark is an endangered species, but TY's like, I can get ivory from this thing. He's like a poacher.
My god.
Oh my gosh. Another pickup. Okay, so where's he?
Did you know that Dark's mouse hand is an aphrodisiac?
If we grind him up, yeah. Yeah. This is, guys, Dark's not dead yet, but it's looking rough, okay? TY is playing the TVZ of his life.
Yeah, this series he's doing such a great job in. Clearing this creep, getting ready for this next push. Baneling speed is done. A little counterattack coming out from Dark.
The counterattack is there, but that means there's less to defend here. And it seems like things are picking up a little bit more quickly on the Zerg side of the map.
All right, more Banelings rolling in, so maybe Dark just holds this.
But TY just lifts. He can always assemble an army and reclaim the bottom later on. There's actually still a foothold here for a push, although I think Dark should be able to clean this up in a little bit.
Another micro in here. Coming back to that siege tank. Just lost a few too many Marines to that initial Baneling run-in. Doesn't seem like he can get as much done here as he was really looking for. Hydralisk Den coming down for Dark, so really going for a lot of power.
Dark has threatened the Cubs, or TY's threatened Dark's Cubs, and now he's angry. He will protect his Cubs with his life.
Well, he's already lost a lot of his Cubs being drones, right?
I know, yeah. Okay, here we go. TY coming out again. And there's a small drop that's going to be headed up. This actually is going to, I guess, inadvertently fly over. No, it's not going to fly over the counterattack.
Oh, look at that. Even evolution chamber. Oh, man. Things not going well for Dark here. Dark trying to get a nice little counterattack.
Wow, look at that siege tank placement. That's so good.
Still a lot of micro coming out of TY. Loses 5 SCVs, but still putting a lot of damage on. The Queens have to run. Another Queen fall. Something like 10 Queens have gone down.
We are so close to Dark being knocked out right now. The hatchery could be going down.
God. Kills the third base? Like, what are you even supposed to do here as Dark?
Okay. It's Dark on 2 bases, reclaiming his third. It should go without saying that Dark's done a decent job harassing the third of TY, but TY is just in better shape. Again, denying this. The odds of a Zerg recovering, even Dark, are so low right now.
Yeah, this is getting absurdly hard for him. Drilling Claws are on the way, so if he doesn't produce siege tanks here, maybe there's a way that, like, we get some good Baneling connections from Dark that can maybe start to bring him back in. That's the only thing that I can really come up with. But TY's production is so strong at this point. He's got so much supply. And, like, losing the 4th base is oftentimes near a death sentence.
Yeah, but losing the third base is, like, even worse, man. It's
it's like 10 times worse.
This is the Terrans have evolved, Artosis. Now the Terrans
really
have stripes.
And they're poisonous.
And they're poisonous, yes.
Oh, man.
And they have wings, but they can't fly. They just have wings, okay? They don't. It's just
they're fashion wings.
Yeah. So they can mate. It's different, all right?
Yeah. They flap them while they're dancing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. The females go crazy over it. Another drop here in the main.
Well, that is a lot of Marines to try to deal with here.
Taking out these gases. I mean, how many more things can Zerg lose before this? And if he gets the layer, by the way, which I think he actually could get, there's not quite enough Hydras.
There's not much left to lose.
Yeah. I guess these Hydras are barely going to take it.
Yeah, Dark not giving up. Fighting for all Zergs right now.
Dark has fallen into a trap, and he's going to chew off his foot to escape.
Yeah. Hopefully it grows back.
It does grow back.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
He's a lizard of some sort.
He's a lizard of some sort.
Yeah.
Or an octopus, or
maybe the trap foot
like
becomes another Dark, because
That's right.
he's actually one of those things. Like
you can grow it back. If you cut Dark in half, you 2 of them grow back.
That's crazy.
Another attack over here. Oh my God! The counter. The Banelings are getting stuck behind them.
TY just trading so well, picking off all the Banelings. Oh, even gets out with the medevac of Marines. Gonna cancel that 4th base.
Oh my God!
He's actually everywhere.
Actually insane.
TY right now, 5th base is down. 5th base.
TY
Dark barely has a 3rd base.
Animal we've never seen. He's like a bear and a velociraptor that knows how to open doors from Jurassic Park. And the alien from the Alien movies, Artosis.
Oh my God.
He's everything.
He's also a Gundam. That's crazy.
And Batman. I mean, all these things.
He's also
He's the
Batman.
ultimate animal.
How do you beat him?
You can't.
You can't beat him.
How is he able to have all of Bruce Wayne's money and be an alien? This isn't fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be a raptor. It's crazy.
It's crazy. That can open doors. That's a smart raptor.
The thing, well, he didn't even need that from the raptor. Batman can also open doors, but yeah, totally.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm almost more impressed that Dark is still in this game somehow. It hasn't been completely flattened by all these attacks. Again, the Evo goes down.
Oh, coming in. That is so many siege tanks. There is no way. That's
Uh-oh,
a GG.
GG.
And Dark gets 3-0'd by TY, the defending world champion, out in the round of 8.
Damn. TY, a raptor, and he's Batman. Also an alien, and a bear. Everybody, you know the words, sing along. Okay, now just the girls go. He's Batman and a raptor and an alien and a bear. Now the kids go. Oh.
TY takes a convincing win over Dark with a 3-0 score, and now he took his revenge. Congratulations, TY. And your nemesis, Dark, goes down today, and you successfully took your revenge. How do you feel?
오늘 준비가 워낙 잘 돼가지고
Well, I knew my preparation was good today.
오늘 운이 많이 따라줬던 것 같아요.
And I think I was really fortunate.
테란에게 굉장히 좋고
Recently, I think the meta is quite good for the Terran,
있는 것 같아요. 그럼
and the balance is quite good for the Terran, to be honest.
이길 수 있었지 않나 싶어요.
And thanks to that, I think I won today. Well, you did mention the balance, but we never anticipated the 3-0 upset. And ahead of today's match, you mentioned that you're Rogue's avatar today. In the Golden War, you used the proxy barracks to outmuscle the opponent. So what was that about?
이병렬 선수하고 얘기를 많이 했는데
I mean, I
선수가
had a long conversation with Rogue,
영우 상대로 운영은 힘들 것
and
같다고
Rogue said,
얘기하더라고요.
you probably don't want to go macro
저도
against Dark.
많이 맞아봤으니까 그 부분에 동의를
So I
했고
agreed to that.
오늘은 약간 요행을 바라는 플레이를 좀
And
많이
today, I
준비를
did
했습니다.
go for an off-standard play. In the second game, you killed 30 drones with a nuclear missile. And you showed phenomenal plays today.
네네, 준비하는 과정에서 맵 자체가
Well, in my preparation,
한정적이다 보니까 계속 레이트 메카닉 이후에 버티다 보면은 결국엔 테란이 이기더라고요.
I knew that if the game went on longer, I would win with the late mechanic. And this game has been a mechanic in quite a long time, so I think the Zergs really have difficulty coping with this. And after 2008 Season 3, it's your round of 4 in 4 seasons. And your next opponent will be either Parting or MAru. So who do you want to root for? Well, two players are both stellar players, but I do want to play MAru if possible. I mean, he is the best pro gamer unanimously, so I wanna defeat him and then move on to the next stage. And I think that will be a great confidence boost for me. Wow, amazing! Round of 4 in 4 seasons, and I know the fans have really high hopes on you right now. Well, in order to win, the Africa Freaks Zerg players helped me a lot, so I'm really thankful to them. And this is a round of 4 in a long time. And I've never went to the finals after doing casting, so I want to achieve that goal this season. Once again, congratulations on moving on to round of 4. Thank you.
I can't believe those results. That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's a big deal for TY, making it into that round of 4 once again. The only thing I can think, though, is how happy Curious is with his life choices right now, because he's the one that fills in for TY Curious, an old
Yeah.
Zerg pro gamer. So A, he gets to cast even more,
Yeah.
and B, he doesn't have to play Zerg on this current meta. Right?
Yeah.
So there
Excuse
you
me.
go. Great life choices, Curious.
I can't believe TY 3-0'd. I mean, I knew it was possible for him to win, but I
didn't expect this of all things.
Of all the results,
Yeah.
3-0 from him,
Yeah,
I
did
thought
not
was the
expect
least likely. So pretty crazy. We have a short break. When we come back, the other half of today's GSL. Do not go away.